Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome. Wow, things look a little different. Yes, than Discord roles now. That's fun. All right. So last thing that happened, you guys fought Storm Elemental and uh Mind Flare looking thing. Um, Kelda freed it.
Noodle
It went
eyes.
away. Eh. Nox fulfilled his promise. The things up on what was it, the fifth floor?
Was it the fifth floor?
It was the like another notebook over here.
There are a lot of flaws.
No, it was the fourth floor.
Yeah, the fifth floor was the experiments floor.
Yes, fifth floor was experiment. It was fifth floor. Builder's promise. They came down after the fight. They were like, "Oh, thank you very much." Kelda with the sole mission of getting some fucking gold, brought you all up to the nobility
Probably not.
district, which was only accessible from this level. And you
For the
guys went
individual
into a
they are dead.
house, and it went to nighttime. So now you're in a house. Dark, spooky, and scary.
That's
And
how I like.
full of stuff, I hope.
Yeah, kind of full of stuff.
It might still be worth it to have a watch, just in case.
You are in one of 4 mansions.
I don't know what makes these places home
On this
after so
floor.
many years. And we just mentioned a possible watch.
I don't think Nox is too worried about this particular flaw, given that it was almost entirely sealed off, wasn't it?
I mean, there's spider webs and stuff, but like spiders.
I suppose if we could have a watch and still have a long rest, then yeah, it see the logic in it. But he needs rest.
3 characters, we might end up being around for 10 hours instead of 8, but
Yeah, that's fair enough.
you can still do 8 hours of full days of travel after that too. Alright, I presume, Kada, you would like to take the first one? Just don't wander too far.
Stay in the house? Or no?
Practically a mansion. Stay within earshot.
My ears are yours.
Mm. Mine. I
Got
want
it.
to be able to hear your yell.
Oh, your earshot if I'm yelling. Got it.
Ah,
Have fun. Alright, I think I'm good for a rest. You know, this place might not be the forest, but at least I can walk around. Oh, I wish here.
there's a certain degree of freedom to it, I'll admit.
Yes, we will have a nap while Kelda has fun. And then just cycle around until we have a long rest amongst everyone.
think
sorry?
as you're saying that,
Just
Kelda kind
2
of winks
seconds,
and
but,
leaves.
like, Anka? Every.
Oh, I haven't looked at it yet.
Oh my god, it looks entirely different. I'm sorry, I was like pulling up the map and stuff, and I was like, holy shit, everything looks different. Like, literally everything looks different.
Ooh.
All the icons and everything. And I'm like, looks really good. Okay. Sorry, distraction over. Alright, so some of you are gonna go to sleep, others are going and search around.
Yeah, before Kelda leaves, Nox had put a warding bond on her before he sort of settles down. So if she gets hit within the next hour, he will definitely know it.
That's fun. Does it work the other way too?
No. Basically, while the oh wait, no, while the target is within 60 feet of you. Never mind, that's probably pointless.
Oh, okay.
Let me
I've
start
been told
looking.
to stay within Fenrir's earshot if I'm yelling.
Okay, so you
So
might be close
maybe.
enough.
Yeah.
Earshot from
I
yelling
mean-
is around 300 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The house is rather big. It is a mansion, honest.
Yeah. So you can definitely cover more than a regular house's distance. It's just you can't roam freely through the whole thing.
Yeah, so you'll get
And
a
I have
+1 bonus
message, which
to...
is 120 feet.
Fenrir, what were you doing? Are you resting as
The
well?
other two, yeah, when we'll rest.
Oh, Kelda. Roll me perception or investigation. Whichever one you want to
My
use
investigation
for
is
your...
slightly better. Come on. That's a 5.
So much better. Really impressive.
What's your passive investigation?
Passive investigation is 12.
Okay.
I'm
So,
better when I'm not actively looking for stuff.
In my life.
what's going on here?
I feel like I
Fly
get too
flying around.
distracted if I'm actively looking for stuff.
The single roll is just you doing a thing, and then the passive is over the course of 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so as you go around, surprisingly, you see a lot of big stuff that you definitely cannot take with you, but you don't see a lot of, like, smaller things. Like, little trinkets or knickknacks or little, like, things that can be, like, pretty valuable. You just see a lot of, like, bigger stuff, like suits of armor and, big pieces of furniture, like a full-size dining room table that is engraved and embossed with, like, gold leaf. And it looks
But no
super
candlesticks?
fucking fancy, but, like, it's a giant-ass table that's, like, 24 foot long.
Mm.
Cupboards are
There's no, like,
empty. Go ahead.
there's no, like, just little bits and pieces. It's all, like, it looks like it's been cleared out, kind of.
Yeah. It looks like they cleared it out. So, from what you can gather, from what it looks like, and from what you can surmise from the upper floors, is that whatever happened went down floor to floor. And because this is basically near the bottom, they had the most amount of time to gather all their valuables and go out the secret tunnels.
Right.
There's not to say that there might not be something here, saying you're not finding it yet.
Yeah.
I've just got visions of her just like holding her eyelids as far open as possible as she scans the room.
Hmm. And that's like, yeah, that's over the course of a while because of the passive. So,
Mhm.
hmm.
One thing you do find, though, I will give you, is you do find some fancy, like, blankets and stuff.
Ooh.
Give me 1 second.
I think if I do see fancy blankets but not much else, I'm just like, okay, and I pick them up and I carry them to
We
the
can hear
rest
ya.
and just.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Oh
I wanted to
no.
know how much cook food she needed to order from the place.
Uh,
So yeah, you do
yeah,
find
finding the blankets, I just
fancy
kind of
blanket.
pick them up and go downstairs and just kind of dump them on the others. Comfy stuff. There you go. I'm off again.
Roll stealth.
Is that my sleep paralysis demon, or is that a load of blankets?
25.
Damn.
That even
Not to us.
not to anyone,
That's how stealthy that was.
apparently.
Yeah, so when you wake up, you're just covered in blankets.
Can't register
Oh.
anywhere. Where'd you even roll that?
Happy with that.
I rolled in D&D Beyond. Do I need to
Oh,
refresh it and do it
remember-
again?
You might need a refresh. It didn't hit D&D Beyond's game log, and it hit
Right.
Super stealthy.
where?
It's the last one I did in D&D Beyond, and it still showed up in the
Mhm.
dice roller. So
That's fun. Fenrir is still large
Oh.
and fluffy.
Oh, getting fur all over the blankets, man.
I'm gonna take it though. But while
Can I
she's
do that?
refreshing,
no, it won't let me do that.
air roll.
Oh no. Exclamation point C space stealth.
V as in Victor.
E as in check.
So I reroll ones.
I'm taking the 25 though, but okay. 24.
Here we go.
So you stealthily go down. You spread the blanket, or do you just toss it on them?
I just toss them.
He doesn't want to waste too much time.
Rather
before
than
she goes
toss,
back
I
to
just
scout
kind
for
of
treasure.
stand. I just kind
Who
of
you
stand
toss it at,
over
Fenrir or
them, and I.
Nox?
Whisper
How
in
many
his-
blankets do I have in my arms?
Let's say you have one big old comforter in your arms.
Got a
Nox
big
is
old
person
comforter,
size, I am giant and fluffy.
That would be appealing.
Yeah, Fenrir is kind of fluffy. I am gonna dump it on Nox.
I'm a naked demon.
As you go away, Nox, you slightly wake up, and you're like, "Fuck, did I get this blanket from?"
And then I'm like, not questioning it.
I like to imagine that your first thought is Fenrir, get off me.
Probably, yeah. Sure, it wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, and then I just go straight back to exploring while they're asleep.
Alright. Go down winding hallways.
So I found
you
something
go
useful. If it's not expensive, it can be
downstairs.
used. There we go.
I feel like you're
Um,
going to be like a magpie. Like every time you find something, you bring it back to the nest and then quickly head back out again.
You
Pretty
finally make
much.
it
Like, if I
in-
can carry it, but it can't be, like... It's not something that I would want to keep on me for right then, because it's just too
Yeah.
unwieldy. It's the kind of thing that I would dump back at the others.
You finally make it after exploring for a while, and you make it into the kitchen. Now, the kitchen is kind of a different story. Some of the things you do actually find some things. You, after gathering up just a lot of it, you basically come to is an array of just like basic cooking supplies. Have a ladle. You have one of those spoon ones, which I can't think of what the name is off the top of my head, like a serving spoon type thing.
Ladle?
No, ladle's the
No, you already said ladle.
Ladle's the deep one.
Yeah.
Ladle's the deep one for like
Alright.
soup. This one's like a shallow one.
Isn't that literally just a serving spoon?
What
Yeah.
things are called? You
Is there?
have like several
I don't know
different
if there's a fancy one.
assortments. You have like a spatula and things like that. All of
Fancy
them
spatula.
look used. The spatula, which is made out of metal, is slightly rusted. But they all look to be something that you can buy at like an average store.
One sec, I'm gonna switch to my phone. You keep cutting in and out. It's definitely on my end.
That's island life.
Isolated.
I finally bought my IT certificate. That's $800 down the drain.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
Well, it was for both tests.
My latest
That's still
purchase
a
was
lot
a
of money.
car.
I paid for the study guide and the test and the retake for both tests. It was all in one package. Like $800. Ugh. The study guide is bind. So both it is 660 pages long. From start to finish, including all like the after like appendix, the index, the solutions for the review stuff.
Too many words.
It's too much. And it's kind of dumb because it's all like
Here we are.
technical, and I know like basic information for everything of it. All this type of stuff. I know what it's used for. I know how to fix it. Just let me pass on that merit alone.
Hello, hello.
I can hear.
Hello, we can hear you.
Wonderful.
So,
Welcome back,
All
fellow
right.
Islander.
You're in the kitchen. There was stuff that could be bought at shops.
yeah. So you basically found like basic cooking supplies in terms of like utensils and things. Nothing too expensive, just something you can find in like an average everyday shop.
Right.
Other than that, roll me investigation. Yeah.
$17.
In the brick oven, you see a small shimmer.
It's the telltale signs of.
It's a mimic. No, I'm kidding. Oh, and she's gone again.
Okay.
I think her connection was worse on her phone than it was on the
I think so too.
thing.
Back?
Hello?
I got to brick
Ooh.
oven.
Okay. Inside the brick oven, you spot at the corner of your eye something just so slightly shimmering amongst all the ashes and the soot that is covering this.
Ooh. I am definitely taking a closer look at that shimmer.
So you uncover a like it's like a medium-sized orb that is red. And it's not like a deep like blood red. It's more of like a lighter red.
At least we know it wasn't a puddle of liquid silver.
No, we don't do metal slimes, okay?
Lost ya.
It was a joke. It's fine.
It was just a joke. It was fine.
So you found a little red orb.
I'm getting a little red, and that's it.
Oh no, a little red orb.
Orb. Red orb.
Yes.
Metallic-ish.
No, more like glass-like.
Glass-like.
Yeah.
Am I still within the warding bond distance?
2 feet. Like 1 room over.
I mean, you can
What's
check it
that?
out and figure out. Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, you could look. Like you can be like, oh, I'm obviously not within 60
Yeah.
feet.
I would say you're
If I can
just
kind of,
out
like-
of range.
Just in or just out?
Out. Out. Out.
Out. Then you'll hear it if I like scream, so I just grab it.
Mhm. Nothing
I
happens.
like it.
It's warm to the touch. But nothing happens.
Great, pocket it.
On fire.
Nothing bad immediately happened. I'm sure it's fine. And when someone wakes up, I'm sure I'll remember to show it to them.
As you go throughout the house, you don't find anything else of interest.
That case, I think I'm just like kind of check because this is like fancy people house. So I will be just like knocking on walls and moving things around. So it's like, is there any secret rooms? But not like fully focusing on it, just like tap on the wall as I walk around. See if there's change in echoes.
Ever so pull
My
on
hand
a
falls
candlestick,
through.
The habit
and
that you have. walking down
a
hallways.
part of the wall opens up. As you open this opening, inside are a bunch of skeletons and a lot of spider webs.
It's the meat sellers.
I
Skeletons in the
got full
closet.
of skeletons and a lot of something.
Spider webs.
Spider webs. How many of the lights do I have? Is it very dark in there, or is it just kind of
It's dark.
I can see? It's dark. Cool. How many lights do I have? Find my inventory. I got 3 of the like crystals, so I'm gonna grab one from my bag and I'm gonna light it up, and I'm gonna just kind of essentially roll it into the room.
The darkness parts, and you see that there is a bookshelf on the 3 walls, and the skeletons are just like in a pile on the floor.
I've got the spell slot, so I'm gonna cast See Invisibility.
You see nothing.
Yeah, I see nothing.
Okay.
The question of how reckless I feel now.
Do it, do it, do.
Don't worry, you're within 300 feet. We'll be there within 5 turns.
Need a coin to flip, both as a character and in real life.
Do roll D2.
Yes. So 1 for yes, 2 for no. I'm going in.
You enter in. Nothing happens. Yeah.
I got nothing happens.
What do you do?
I didn't quite get the description of the room other than like the end where you said pile of skeletons. Did you say there was something on the walls?
Bookshelves line the walls. It's a small room, maybe like 10 foot by 10 foot, and it's just like bookshelves lining the walls. Yeah.
Is there stuff on the bookshelves?
Most of it is taken out. There are a couple of books still on the bookshelves though.
Okay, I am gonna have a look at those books, see if I recognize the titles.
The covers are way too damaged to be able to tell anything. Open any of the books.
So, I'll kind of just grab the first one. I've already decided to go all in on this, so I just grab the first one and open it up.
A deafening scream echoes throughout the entirety of the house, and you slam the book shut to have the scream stop. Which wakes both of you up. Fenrir and
Sure, I
Nox,
guess we'll run there.
as you both hear it from downstairs. Now, it doesn't sound like Kelda,
I think,
but it's a definite
'cause
scream.
Yeah, we'll definitely
Yeah.
run there.
You shout
I just
anything
kind of
after you do that?
That wasn't me. It was a
I'm
book. It's not
okay.
me.
Not to go back to sleep.
We'll run down anyways.
Midway running, Nox just passes out.
Again, seeing
No, he
the
wouldn't have
blanket
run.
that's
He'd
just
have-
appeared on him.
Because bear in mind, the scream would have been what? A split second before she slammed the book shut. So he might have sat bolt upright, but then he would have stopped and listened for anything because it would have gone quiet. And then if Kelda went, "That wasn't me," I'd have been like, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah, Fenrir will
Contrary to
continue
popular
anyways,
belief,
but
Nox does not
not
move that
too.
fast.
Then, what did Fenrir do? Didn't
He
catch
just
that.
continued. He'll continue. He'll just
Sleeping?
go to the source, to the sound.
Oh, okay. So Fenrir is now behind you.
Big flu.
I just kind of turns like, it was the book. It screamed when I opened it. You can go back to sleep if you want. There's a couple more books that I'm
What?
gonna open though.
Does the book scream?
I opened it and it screamed. I'm guessing it's magic.
Hate magic.
I mean, it didn't kill me, so I think that's a good thing. I just kind of put it in my bag because it didn't kill me immediately, and then I go and open the next book.
To be fair, that could make a very good distraction sometime if you launched it and then it fell open.
You open the book, and
This one
Fenrir, you're still
moans.
there, right?
Yeah.
Kelda, you open the book. You close the book, and you pass out on the floor.
Do I do
Actually
this
horrible.
consciously? Is this a choice that I make?
Nope.
There's not even a save. I love it.
In that case, to be honest, I pick it up and see if it happens again.
Oh, you're not awake.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
No.
not awake. Didn't
Nope.
catch that.
You're still passed out on the floor.
It was a big pass out.
Uh.
Fenrir, while that was happening, was looking at the bones and giving them a big sniff. Assume they're old. And then
They
he'll hear
are
the.
very old. And Kelda has just joined the bone pile.
As bones?
No, as yourself.
Like he
Some
had his
cracked guy.
nose down. It was just like sniffing out the bones to like figure out where they came from, and then he just slides down right next to them, and then he'll like. Ugh!
So clearly
Kind
this
of-
cupboard is just full of people who picked up that book.
But the book was on a shelf.
That is true. I'm assuming the book
They
fell
had
to
the
the floor
sense
with
to
you.
put it back before passing out. Sunro like lift her up, kind of just like by one shoulder, putting onto her feet, and like, she's still breathing. Maybe she'll wake up later. And just gonna put her on his shoulders and start walking back.
What, are you gonna take her downstairs with Nox?
Yeah, I guess I have first watch now. Or I got a good hour of sleep in. I can do a 3-hour watch.
You just lay me down. It's like, yeah, this is my watch now, or do you like?
Alright.
Guess she was more tired than she thought.
So Fenrir
He'll be a tad confused, but yeah, I don't think he'll wake Nox immediately over it and just like be like, okay, still breathing, everything seems fine. Double checking, vitals seem all good. I guess you're just gonna sleep it off.
So Nox and Fenrir. Both of you take a long rest.
Woo.
Kelda
We need her to watch for the last bit of our sleep.
is still.
Okay, so eventually we get up and Nox is like he's finished, or at least he's getting up for his thing, or it's like, searching through and just passed out. I didn't try too hard, but I didn't wake her up. He's been carrying her all the way over here.
You just passed out?
Yeah, I was sniffing some bones and she just fell right into him.
Doesn't seem right. What was she doing at the time?
She was looking at some books or something. One of them screamed. I don't understand how that works.
His eyebrows would shoot up a bit when you say that. Magic books.
It must be.
You watch for a moment. I'm going to see what's going on in there.
Right.
It, crouched down next to Kelda and sort of go into his sort of dream-eating trance, but with more an intention to observe than anything.
Just breathing. All fine.
Oh no. Gonna go into the dreams.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh. Winter? Black void? Nothingness? Calda's just
I don't know if
standing
that's
there.
a comment on her intelligence or...
Hey, what's up?
What you doing?
Nothing. Chilling.
Would never say,
And what,
say
and-
such a thing.
And does this appear to be Kelda?
Yeah, her subconscious.
Oh God.
You need to wake up.
Control that. More conscious person.
You know what caused this?
Yeah, it was the book.
Did you see much of it before it took effect?
Opened it. Closed it. Put it back on the shelf. And went night-night.
That seems to be what's killed the rest of... Well, actually, no, he wouldn't know that. Unless he
Well,
saw it
I
from memory.
said that she fell into a pile of bones.
Yeah.
It's a little harder of a stretch, but you technically do know.
Yeah. Well, given that there's other bones in that room, I think it's fair to say that that's how most of them went.
Could it be? Oh, could have. I was more focused on the books.
Funnily enough, I would imagine so were they. So you may want to try a little harder at waking up.
Not really my job, though.
He'd narrow his eyes at that. Care to elaborate?
Well, I'm subconscious. So I'm awake when consciousness is asleep. And when consciousness decides to wake up, then I go to sleep. Not awake.
That's definitely how everyone's subconscious mind works. It's definitely not just Kelda.
Wait. We're generaling down this thing. We're generaling down a lot of this. There's
Yeah.
a shit ton more involved, but I'm not going through all that.
Psychology was one of my hyperfixations.
There
I was
is
gonna say,
so
my
much that
subconscious
goes
doesn't
into your
switch off so
sleep
easy when I
cycle
wake
and
up.
everything, not just your subconscious and your consciousness. I just don't want to get into it. I'm not going to get into it. I'm simplifying this to the nth degree.
Yeah.
All right. Not with
I just think it's funnier that my subconscious doesn't factor in at all when I'm awake. I just do things or I don't.
Yeah. Nox would retreat back out.
Mhm.
Other terminology just seems wrong there. And then he would. You know how, like, if someone's asleep, you'd spend an action to, like, shake them awake and stuff. He would try that first.
Oh, you shake, shake, shake. Get and then
Oh, I try detect magic, or do I jump straight to remove curse?
At least he can make noise.
Delightful.
Do you think Hilda's the kind of person that any vigorous shaking, instead of just like a gentle one? I do feel like she's the kind of person who would go to stab someone.
It'd be worth it if it actually woke you up.
No, I mean in her sleep.
True.
that's a good point.
I suppose I could
Roll
spend
some dice really quick.
a couple of minutes, given she's asleep, to
She
cast
doesn't spend anything.
detect magic as a ritual.
Okay. You go ahead, but and Helda does a bit of magic. Forget what school it is.
While that's happening, can Fenrir just like do some standard wake up things?
Do you mean like my wife's school of magic? Or like
no, I forget
the arcane trickster stuff?
I forget the exact school of magic that would do this, but essentially, it's when
Enchantment?
it's not it's not exactly an enchantment, but it's very similar to an enchantment. I need like
Duration's
basic
generally
description right now.
protection.
Yeah, give me a little bit of
illusion.
a.
Could be trapped in an illusion.
Yeah, give me any description at all. Right now, you just said enchantment, but not enchantment.
It's
Yeah.
it's like here. Wait,
Magic.
one second. I'm about to figure this out. It's not conjuration, not
All right, I'm
necromancy.
gonna tell all the others what Fenrir does one at a time. He's gonna go up and then just absolutely roar into her face. There's only a little bit of drool. Wipe it off.
I imagine that he gets a bit of drool on her face and then he just licks it off, so like completely smothers her face.
Nope, it's enchantment. I thought there was one that was
Okay, cool.
similar to it. Nope, it's an enchantment.
Absolutely shake aggressively.
You're gonna get stabbed.
So now lots of fur is sticking to
black-blooded.
the slobber as well.
Hey,
You can look
Fenrir,
like a tarred and feathered cartoon character.
make me a dexterity saving throw.
That's weird.
Yeah, and I 10, and I still have the. I don't know if mine's connected there.
Not connected.
I don't know.
Fenrir.
You see it on. Pain?
Oh. Yes.
Yes.
That's why I'm curious. I didn't know it was possible for it to show up there and not here.
Yeah. I think you have to set up your character. That's why. Because it'll ignore.
Here.
You don't. I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Now you
You
have
set it up in the
to
other
connect
channel, though.
Discord.
Oh,
Which
yeah, on the
maybe it's fine.
settings.
Oh yeah, in your profile
this-
settings.
In D&D Beyond account, link your
You gotta link your Discord.
Discord.
Anyways, I do see that 10.
She cut you.
You totally fail, and hey Gelda,
I still
what
have an
kind of knife do you
ability if
got?
I fail.
I got the Hellfire dagger.
Oh shit.
No, I have a thing. If I fail a check, I can roll extra dice.
All right, go ahead.
Reroll a check that I fail. Want me to roll it here, or do you want me to roll it on D&D Bound?
Roll it in the dice roller.
13.
You'll fail.
What?
He's an accurate midget.
Was it 15?
Why?
Stabby
Let's
stab.
go. Gonna be a total of 6 points of damage that is stabbed right into your side.
Nice and magical.
It's
Yes,
magical.
it is a magic. And it burns.
He's gonna just take that.
Not gonna fight it.
The lovely smell of burning hair and flesh.
Oh, what kind of weapon do you all carry? Mm.
True. My bow is of a similar kind.
He's gonna like put that dagger just, at his waist or whatever. He kind of sometimes has a collection. How are you still not awake?
So Nox, what are you gonna do now that you know that it's an enchantment?
Well, stage 1 would be check if actually dispel magic. Do dispel magic.
Oh!
It's a thing that you can
I
cast.
thought you just said first things first, dispel magic, and then I was like, okay, what's next?
If that doesn't work, then it'll be remove curse.
Dispel magic does work.
Woohoo!
Hilda, you awaken and kind
I'm
of
still
look
holding
over,
her,
you're
right?
like, why is my hand twisted in a weird position? And you see your knife stuck into Fenrir.
No, I stole that. We got the stab. I took it and took it out. I am currently holding it in both hands. Hilda, it's like, oh,
Did I
good,
stab
you're
you?
awake. A little bit.
It's a good shot.
Sorry. It's not a good idea to shake me when I'm asleep. Not that hard. I do flash out.
Quite the sleep
I just
twitch
wasn't
you've got
expecting a
there.
dagger that would actually hurt.
Sorry about that. Can I have my knife back?
Oh yeah. Puts her down and then gives her back the dagger.
Still dripping.
I just kind of put it back in the sheath. It's like, cool. Where'd that? I was holding a book,
Oh, I didn't
not
touch
the
it.
screaming one. That's in my bag.
That book put you.
I found it.
into
I found a secret room.
book put you into a sleeping trance.
Cool.
I had to dispel the magic, otherwise you would have ended up like the other skeletons in that room.
So that's how they got there. Well, there was. Oh, I kind of pull out the screaming book and it's like, well, this one screams.
Maybe that would have been useful to wake you up.
I would have stabbed the book, to be honest.
You
I'm sure
stabbed
the book wouldn't have minded as much as Fenrir.
If it
Would
had
have.
screamed while I was sleeping, I would have.
Oh! I thought you just said you did stab the book. I was like, oh
No.
shit, now shit happening.
Well, I want to
Would
say,
have.
yeah, Fenrir's gonna respond the same.
Well, I feel like the sleepy book might be a handy one to take with us because we could use it as a trap.
Well, there was other books in there, so I might
There was
want
one
to
other
check those out. There's another
Not
book I want to
the-
check out.
Noct
Right.
would look to Fenrir and say, "Do you still need rest?"
Do I still need rest?
No, you're both good.
Okay.
Did my enchanted sleep count as any kind of rest?
Nope.
You were stabbing people.
Yeah.
Nope.
I was
did not
asleep.
count
I
as any
stab people
pilot
in my
skills.
sleep all the time.
And you wonder
So
why
I
your
just
wife
kind of
left
wake
you.
up and it's like, I'm
Like, we
exhausted.
left
How long
you
was I
there
asleep?
for 6 hours. How are you still have bags under your?
I always have bag under my eyes.
I was going to say, that's just adulthood.
Ah, so you're not tired then.
Yeah, that's also adulthood.
What do you guys
Oh,
do in
I kind of
society?
turned to Nox again. Did you like the blanket?
I did.
What is the city? A contest of not sleeping?
The unsleeping city.
Oh, right, call
Actually,
it
we
that.
gotta discuss that. We gotta discuss something after this. That reminded me of something that we're gonna have to discuss after this. Okay, so you get back up there. Get back into the room. Ducks, you finally see skeletons on the ground. It's a pretty large pile of skeletons, too. And it's not like 1 or 2 people. It's a good like 5, 6 people worth of skeleton
I'd
bones.
still have detect magic active.
No magic. The second book and the third book are also exuding magic, but you know what the second book does. First book screams, second book sleeps, third book
I go to pick up the third book.
again
course.
Just
covered,
immediately.
completely destroyed and illegible.
Nox just steps
without
back
even-
and watches.
Yeah, I just straight up was like, pick it up, open it, see what happens.
As you
Fireball.
open the book. Now, do you
Please do.
open it like you're like angled towards you? Do you open it straight up?
I mean, that's a loaded question.
It's straight up.
Straight up? Alright, so you open it
Yeah.
straight up, and a spear strikes through and is halfway through the book and in the air.
I try and turn a page.
A scimitar. And this is all blades up.
Fenrir is gonna go up like, oh wait 1 moment. He's gonna like
Try and grab the
feel
weapon.
it. Grab the weapon, and the metal itself starts to change. As you're holding onto the metal, it starts to burn. Badly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he'll be like, oh, over 2. I would have expected mundane at least.
Did it shift to your weakness?
Should I poke it and see what happens?
Oh, totally.
Nothing
I go to
happens.
grab.
Nothing happens. They are sharp though.
Sharp. Yeah, no, I'm good.
Can you extract the weapon?
Nope.
Well, that one's definitely useful. Can you
Attack
identify
book.
from the
Got it.
others?
Yeah, is there a way that I can tell the books apart?
Why don't you mark them? You just grabbed one and you're holding the other.
It's I've got
Valid point.
one in my bag, I've got one on the shelf, and I got one in my hands. But other than
Would you
that, is there
use-
anything identifiable between them when they're shut?
There is one thing identifiable, and that is the color of the leather binding. The book
Yes.
that screams is a slightly more tannish human skin colored.
I guess.
It's not human skin, but it's like that kind of color. The
Light
sleep
tan.
book is like pitch black. And the book that you're holding with the weapons is more of like a crimson red.
Quite identifiable.
I was
Next.
worried that it was gonna be like tan, brown, and teal.
Yeah, in that case, I kind of just like, okay, I've got an attack book now. Put it in my backpack.
Why do they make those things?
I don't know if I
mean,
want to
it would
keep
be
the sleep
perfect
book
to
because I
assassinate
might.
someone.
Hmm,
Oh, I will
I think it's
certainly keep the sleep book if you don't want it.
yeah, sure.
If ever I need to feed, I could instantly knock someone out. It's perfect.
I
Feed?
need to sleep.
What's that mean?
Hmm?
Feed? What's that mean?
Oh, nothing. He sort of gives a wolfish grin, and like the points of his fangs show slightly.
I forgot nobody knows.
Really are nothing like any of the druids I've heard of.
No, I am quite unique.
I'm gonna go sleep now. I need. That did not. The enchanted sleep wasn't any use, so I'm gonna pass out in a minute. But naturally this time.
Would be quite a while. Should I just carry you? We should
Yeah,
be
I'm
moving
okay
on
with
to the
that.
city, right?
I could always cast a protective barrier over you so that you would be safe if we were to explore.
I do want to know if the other houses have more stuff.
He looks
Worthwhile.
at
We still.
Fenrir and sort of like, should we check out some of the others while she sleeps?
I'll leave that up to you. I was under the impression we were in a hurry, but I'll follow wherever you lead.
If you really need rest, then I can make sure that you are undisturbed.
I mean, if we really need to go, I do have the attack. Oh, I did get like a marble kind of thing. So I got like 3 things from here, and you got 1.
Why don't you
Not-
So you
both
can carry me.
decide whether
Did she
whether
actually mention the marble?
Yeah, I mentioned it, but
it's
I
an
gloss
orb.
over it, not
It's like a
unimportantly.
medium-sized orb. It can fit like nicely in the palm of your hand. It's actually
Nox would
pretty
be
large.
intrigued.
It's not like a tiny marble.
Especially with detect magic on.
Oh yeah, it's entirely like destructive magic.
evocation.
That's it.
Boom ball. He would get a rather slightly crazed look, looking at it, and feel this is quite interesting.
I kind
Is
of
it
look at
like
him and was like,
Fenrir side glances at Kelda and then looks at Nux.
Kelda's
Like,
kind
can
of
he
looking at
hold-
him and was like, it's my shiny thing. Why are you looking at it like that? It's mine.
I don't think you quite understand the destructive potential of what you're holding.
He didn't kill me, so I'm happy with it.
Neither did the book.
Yeah.
He sort of like
He's
gestures
just
back
kind of
to
like,
the
and
skeletons
your
on the
point.
floor. The only reason the book didn't kill you is because I happened to figure out how to break it.
I think technically
like
it
your
wouldn't have
boldness,
killed
little
me,
one.
just other things like natural would have. It just sent me to sleep.
And I have a closer look at the orb.
Hmm. Will the orb marble, will this big marble blow me up anytime soon?
That's what I'm trying to discern. Because
Fine.
if it will,
I kind
I
of
don't
hold
want
it
to be
out for
anywhere
him
near
to
you.
like. I kind of just hold it out for him to look at.
He very carefully takes it off of her.
Mm-hmm. It's nice and
Kelda's
warm to the
pouting.
touch. Like
Of course it is.
one of those like warming pads. I forgot what they're called. Oh, hot pockets. You know, one of those little bag things that you have in your in your pocket that you can
Like
put in your
hand
pocket.
warmers
It's
in
a
the
hand
cold.
warmer.
Yeah, like a hand warmer.
It was in the oven, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
it's just like a firestone of some sort. Is there anything I can do to try and discern more information from it?
You can put magic into
I
it.
mean, put magic into it.
Mm-hmm.
Into this thing that you've told me is purely destructive magic.
Mm-hmm.
And you want me to put magic into it?
Mm-hmm.
That's what the universe says.
The universe is telling you to put magic into the destructive marble.
And tell me how much magic you're gonna put into it.
A nice cantrip worth.
Okay, why not? What the hell? He would start probing it very gently with just magical senses, trying to get a feel for how stable the magic within it is.
Oh, it's very
Um,
stable.
And then, as he feels that it's more stable, he would channel slowly increasing amounts of magic into it to see if it responds in any way. Like if it triggers an effect or a change.
If it gets warmer, if it gets more red, if it gets less
Yeah,
red.
basically if there's a way of controlling it.
So as you start to put in the magic energy, it starts to glow a brighter light of red. And you start to see a small little tippy tap. And as you put magical energy grow, so you're burning the ceiling. Just a spout of fires just streaming upwards.
Can I, by turning the orb, aim the beam?
As you turn the orb, fire stays straight forward, straight upwards.
Oh, that's just boring. Okay. Can I
I
use
don't
my
understand how these things work.
control flames ability to redirect it?
Yeah, you actually can. But
Especially
you
since,
can't
I mean,
control where it
because
comes out. It still comes out of the top. Just have
that's fair
you
enough.
like bend it and it goes in place.
But I'm thinking because of the whole Hellfire Druid thing, and his affinity to the fire. Seeing if you can sort of like weaponize this shit.
You can. Its main purpose is for cooking.
Oh, I can cook things with it. Don't you worry about that.
Hilda
Why
is
don't I
having
go
an
back?
intense. Hilda's having an
Oh, wait.
intense internal debate on whether she should just give it to Nox or if she should sell it to Nox.
Fox, do you even have money?
Oh, he's so gonna give you back the sleep book. Okay, so he would just sort of like settle it down again and go, "That's quite the toy," and offer it back to her.
I pocket it. I put it back in my bag. Yeah, that's really cool.
Because I'm just waiting for her to spend some time trying to figure out how to do that herself.
No, I just put it straight back in my bag, and I'm like, okay, that's what it does. Can I figure out how much it's worth and how much I could sell it for? That would,
Not
you know,
generally it's the
completely fuck
mentality
someone
that
over.
I hate
if
to
ever we're in
alarm
a
you all, but after things kind of calm
you
down,
don't you
start
enjoy
to
it.
hear some crackling, and it knocks. You look up and you see the ceiling's on fire now.
Definitely going to control flame that to try and snuff it. Oops, I got a little carried away.
There's some more crackling somewhere else. Fires.
I think we should leave this mansion.
Fine. I'm just gonna like pick up Kelda
I think
and perhaps
that
super sprint.
having a giant smoke signal going where we are would not be a good idea. I should probably put that out.
Finner will still just lift and start sprinting out.
Yeah, whereas Nox is just gonna pursue the direction of the crackling and constantly be like channeling control flames to snuff everything out and reduce it down.
After about half hour,
Sounds about right.
all the flames are gone now.
I think while Fenrir is running, Kelda's just kind of like, "Are you sure I can take a nap while you run? Cool with you?"
Oh yeah, let's just get you in a bag or on some straps or something. I'd like to have my hands
Cool.
free.
Avoid
Yeah,
any
she
rough
just kind of
terrain or you'll get stabbed.
Also, if you
just
could
kind of
have
conks
the
out.
easiest dagger available be just a regular one, that would be fine too.
Yeah, okay, maybe.
Chuckle a little bit.
So, we're gonna skip some time a bit. Out of all the houses, that's probably the most interesting house you come across. Like I said, there are like 4 mansions. The rest of the houses and other structures are like sheds or were houses for like the laborers, for like the gardener, the cook, or something like that. Like, and most of those completely pick through. You do see more skeletal remains. You find one with some armor actually, and you gather that this was probably part of whatever force came through systematically getting rid of or attacking the city itself.
Why did the humans put all their stuff in one place? It makes it seem much more attackable.
Fenrir, these were mainly dwarven, mainly a dwarf city back
Sure,
then.
he'll be wrong about that then.
No, this is Catface.
Okay.
Or Morose.
The
Yeah, Kelda's conked out.
well, they don't seem to act too much different. Perhaps a
They
little
really
deeper.
don't. There were some humans amongst the city as well as elves. What I can remember from picking it up in a book. But yeah, mainly just gone now.
Oh yeah, kicks.
Rare race.
All right. Well, if we've done exploring, we're ready to go now.
Kata.
Yeah,
I
once
mean,
I've returned from putting fires out.
You're already returned. At this point, I'm skipping time a bit.
have I
Also,
woken
Kelda's
up from
awake
my
again.
sleep?
Kelda, you're good now.
Yay.
You can give her a long rest. You guys head back down to the castle, and you go through your passageway that brought you down, and you go up long, arduous staircase bypassing all the other floors, and At the top is a hatch. You open the hatch and get outside. You discover that you are about 10 feet away from the main entrance. You are now in this plainy biome here in between land.
What time of day is it?
I would say it's about midday getting to afternoon.
Oh, I did enjoy being able to walk around down there freely, but I miss the sun too.
Yes, I miss the sun and the trees.
Oh wait, I suppose I should actually put some clothes back on now. I like groans.
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
Grr, grr,
Stranger
grr.
gets dressed.
He who
Oh, he's
hates
gonna-
clothes.
He's gonna start transforming back just right in front of everyone unless they say something. The clothes not on yet, just
Hilda, you watching this or are you turning away?
I won't. I'll probably turn away. Won't say anything though.
Nox, watching or are you turning away?
or saying
I'm a
something.
druid. Nature stuff really doesn't bother me.
Okay, so
You
yeah,
got a naked
so he'll go
Fenrir
back.
right in front of you.
He'll just go back
The
to
main-
human form and then start putting on his nice clothes.
The main reason Kelda's looking away is because she is just not interested in men.
It's just like ew.
Yeah. But yeah, I
Ew.
don't really want to see that, to be honest.
You what?
Nox just sees people as any other animals.
Ouch, that's harsh. I mean, true, but harsh.
Fenrir is probably probably sizably in the same road. You know, the only thing is he's like, oh yeah, for some reason all of the humans in the city wear clothes, so to blend in, I need to put them on.
Alright, so everyone gets dressed. We're out in.
You all lead us wherever we're going. I'll follow.
Fenrir, you forget how stuffy these clothes feel.
And just pulls onto the collar and be like,
Your pathway down to the south.
South it is.
like we head out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm waiting on a response from my mother still.
Oh, speaking
Maybe-
about
may-
that,
Maybe we finally shook that mailman.
hi Nox.
Hey.
He appears out of nowhere behind you. Alrighty, let's see here. I got a letter for you. Hands it over to Kelda.
Wonderful. Are you expecting a response?
I don't know. Read it and we'll find
Okay.
out.
He's getting the most deadpan glare.
Pats your head.
Hilda opens up.
You've been touched.
You've been touched by the
Where's
mailman.
that fire orb when I need it?
Okay. I forget
I'd give him
entirely
the
what
book,
you
but I better
sent.
just open it, close it, and go, that was boring.
Yes, let me find my notes. I The gist was, I know where the crystal is. I need it to stay there at the moment. The person using it is an ally, essentially.
Okay. All that is written, an ally to the family, if not both of them. This is
Kind of look at it, it's like, oh, great. Turn to Nox, it's like, hey, are you willing to be an ally not just to me, but to my family as well?
Unless I have any good reason not to. Sure.
Got it. I take out a piece of paper and I just understood,
It sort of
not unnecessary.
he'd narrow his eyes slightly at the strange timing of the question, but he wouldn't read too much into it.
Hilda. For someone to truly become an ally of the family,
Good God, that's initiation, isn't that?
well, not exactly. There has
It's
to
only
be a
hazing.
certain blood seal transcribed,
Oh, I can do that
which
shit.
you have to send back,
Ugh.
of Nox's blood and of yours.
Kinky.
Are you willing to swear that by blood?
Given that I'm being hunted pretty much for that, are you sure you want to link yours to mine? You'd raise an eyebrow.
I mean, you'd also be linking mine to yours.
I didn't know you felt about each other that way.
I just kind of turns like, I'm already married, unrelated.
That is the best response I've ever heard. Oh, that's great.
Well, if it is a test of trustworthiness, then certainly.
Wonderful. Is it a...
Hmm?
Do we just need to bleed on some paper together, essentially, or is there more paperwork to do,
So,
or a ceremony?
essentially, no. You can do it on any piece of paper. But essentially, you'll write your response on the page.
Mm.
You'll both prick your fingers, draw out seal and stuff, put a little bit of magic into it, and there we go. Hold it up. Give it to
Nox's
the
blood
male
looked
person,
normal.
and
Probably black.
In another setting, they have a name for lycanthropes. The black-blooded.
Really?
I'm uncertain still how literal that is.
I mean, if it's effectively cursed blood, it would kind of make sense that it would be literal.
I think Hilda kind of draws up the response. So understood, ally in full, that kind of thing. Just very, I'm introducing you to a new member of our family.
I think Nox's
Don't
main
worry, we
question,
think he might be human sometimes.
yeah, Nox's main worry is that he wouldn't want to turn Kelder into what he is.
you wouldn't be able to.
That would be very
Cool.
Okay, all
difficult.
good.
It doesn't.
And then I kind
So,
of...
It binds you in the way that of a magical pact between each other.
Like a magical contract, yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't bind you in the way of oh, you're now my blood relative type thing.
It's not going to make me suddenly crave stealing everything, is it?
No.
Unless you want to.
Not everyone in our family steals. Some are political stuff. Some of them
So they steal
don't deal with
thrones.
stealing physical things.
Are there bounty hunters?
That I
Probably.
could get on board with.
And I kind of draw up this half contract, half introduction, and lead Nox through everything that he has to do.
Yeah, I think at the end of it, it'd be like, is there anything else I need to know about this?
Look, I'm part of a mob family,
Welcome to the
Okay, well, that I had gathered.
and
What are
if
those
he
like?
didn't, we're pretty big in the Kraken Republic, so
I have a bad reputation there, I believe.
you won't anymore.
Excellent.
Must be weird having a large family.
I wouldn't know anything else. Well, technically, I'm an only child. Technically, I grew up with a bunch of family, though, and family is put in air quotes.
The family.
Yeah, and then I turned to the mailman and it's like, all right, here you go.
I looks at it. That was all right.
Yay, you know.
That's nuts again. He leaves.
You know, last time he saw me in full hybrid form, it didn't react. I'm sure he has the highest opinions of us.
Yes, I'm sure.
Oh, by the way, and he peers behind Nox again. Your
Stop
mother
doing that!
said to tell you. What was it? Oh, she told you to stay away from the Savior's capital at all costs.
Well, that ain't happening.
Got it.
Okay, bye.
Did she specify Kelda needs to stay away, or did she say my daughter?
Perhaps the more vague her.
No response.
Okay.
Cafes is like, what's the difference?
You know, disguises.
Oh shit.
Okay.
You're allowed to enter if you're a man.
I mean, as long as I couldn't be connected with myself, that
I
can
would have
sometimes be
presumed that they
allowed.
would only tell you to avoid an area for the danger there.
Not necessarily. Depends on the kind of danger.
I'll just shrug then.
All right. So, where are you gonna go now?
Hopefully not the
The
capital.
wonderful Wizard of Oz.
People need to discuss where we're
City,
going next.
the
I could go
wonderful
hunt us
city
some
of
food.
Oz.
You need me to leave you be? You could go hunt us some food. Everyone remember why Fenrir is offering this?
No.
We had reason to believe that Fenrir is being scryed upon. So instead of doing much about it, he agreed to not be around when decisions on where we were going was made, and to essentially not know where we were going.
Yeah, because Nox had to decide whether or not he was going to try and remove the curse, but it would potentially screw with your lycanthropy.
He was looking like you guys just got some new information about potential locations, and Fenrir's offering like, oh, if you didn't need to talk for a while, I could go hunt us some food in the meantime.
Yeah, it'd probably do you some good to stretch your legs a bit.
I'll keep things subtle for here. Never know what you'll run into.
How
We'll run
would
off.
you need us?
I'm gonna I guess we'll just go to general and then just like a word or something or bring me back.
Eto.
Running around, grabbing. Well, we're in a plains biome. I guess it would. Box.
You know he's
How
gone,
many
right?
things live in a plains biome? Now that I'm thinking about it. Anyways,
So yeah, I guess Nox and Kelda would, with Fenrir out of shot, Nox would probably turn to Kelda and say, "Do you want to tell me what that was really about?"
Well, that, gem that you have, that crystal? If you hadn't been an ally of the family, I would have had to kill you.
So Nox just starts laughing because he finds that quite amusing that you think you could.
I for sure thought you were gonna be like, if you could, try your best or something like that.
Yeah, but no, he would just start laughing, quite sort of genuinely lightheartedly. But then he would say, "Okay, so they are certainly aware of it then."
Well, yes. Remember I sent that letter? We talked about it.
Yes.
I was just told that if you weren't an ally of the family, and it's total, I should kill you. And she's very blasé about, very blasé. It's like, yeah, that's just what happens. I
So
didn't really want to kill you, so
indirectly, you just saved my life.
I suppose. I just, didn't want to kill you. Quite like you.
I'll take that. Would be impractical to be dead. Not to mention, in doing so, your family would probably doom this realm that we live in.
Good point. I'm not sure they would have cared.
Or believed it.
Mostly cared.
Good
We're
people.
a vindictive bunch.
Sounds like it. Well, at least that never came to pass. So they are guardians of the mind? Or just wish to
Miss.
get their hands on the stone?
I mean, technically it was ours. I don't
I think you're getting
necessarily.
confused as what stone. Talking about the crystal you stole in the
Your
heist way
disguise
long
one.
ago.
Ah,
Not
okay.
not
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have killed you over that. Not
Yeah.
anything
not
fancier.
the
I mean,
not the
still
stone.
something fancier.
That stone, like maybe not even like 1% of the population in the universe probably knows that those stones exist.
I was gonna say, because he can't imagine how any
You are one of
generic
like
gemstone
15
would warrant such a reaction.
Yeah. You are one of like
Uh,
maybe 30 people who are like mortal beings who know of the existence of these stones.
Hmm.
None of
But
which
that
is
would
Kelda's
have.
family.
we just would have killed you over a pretty rock.
So had we, I can't remember if we'd actually discussed which rock it was,
It was
or if you had just referred to the stone, assuming that I knew which one you were on about.
I think she just said the stone, so assuming that you knew which one you were talking about.
Because if you just said the stone, he would be convinced you meant the Mind Stone, in which case, this would be the first time that he would have mentioned the Mind Stone by mentioning the Guardians of the Mind, which I would imagine to you would be a myth, potentially, or a legend.
No, not even.
So
Not even a myth, not even a legend.
you'd never have heard of it.
Nope, not at all.
So I just kind
In
of
which,
yeah. So I would have just like I have no idea what you're talking about. I just meant that rock.
and then I guess you'd point to his pendant.
Yeah.
At which point he would really frown and go, seriously? A blood pact over this trinket?
I did say vindictive.
Didn't you
And
just?
not. We don't like being stolen from. We do the stealing. Plus, I think that one was mostly gotten, legally. So it would have been even more offense. Like actually going through the trouble of getting something legally
Yeah,
and then it's
Noxia
stolen.
was
Pisses so many people
100%
off.
legitimate. So this would have totally pissed off your family.
I see you don't like it when others do to you what you do to everyone else.
Not even a little bit.
Well,
No
I
shame
have to
in
say, I
her
have
mind.
much. And then he would say, well, this stone, and he would put emphasis on this stone, I have no problems parting with when the time comes. And you
Wonderful.
would notice
Makes
a
everything so much
significant
easier.
shift in his attitude when he realizes you're on about the pendant. And it probably raises a little bit of some questions in Kelda, but you got nothing to go on. Well, stones aside, what do you think we're going to do about this scrying on our furry friend?
I think that's completely dependent on the whole. You said it would take away the lycanthropy. So if he's all right with that, or can you be reinfected, or would it just be immunity, or would it change the whole system?
I don't know if we potentially siphon some blood off from him first. If we could then effectively reinfect him with it, but it depends if it's indeed a disease or a curse or a birthright. It may not affect it, or it may, but don't feel I should make that decision, and it's very difficult to ask him while he's being scryed on without giving away the fact that we know.
I mean, I
The
I could
only
just
other way
stab
would
him
be
again, and we could use the blood, and you can do some magic on the blood and see what would happen.
actually
Scientists
above
over here.
table. Going back to the black-blooded thing, if we did get some blood out of him and I cast remove curse on it and it stayed black, we could assume that it won't affect the lycanthropy. So, going by that, Nox's eyebrows would raise in thought at Kelda's suggestion and go, "What? She might be onto something there. We're gonna plan to do some sleepwalking or something."
I mean, I could just stab him.
The casual nature by which you say that concerns me greatly.
I could do it with the not magical knife.
Not hurt him.
Cut him. Yeah, I'm not sure that would even draw blood. Do I not still have some of his blood vialed from when we were doing the blood magic?
No, you used it all.
Oh, yeah.
You vialed it out and then you used it almost immediately after.
Hmm.
Or we could also just ask him for some of his blood and not explain why.
That is true. Not
I could just go
right.
up and ask him,
Right.
hey, I need you to not ask any questions. I need some of your blood.
Shouldn't we go in
True.
like
He's seen you take
an
it from me, so. How many inns do you think there are in an abandoned city?
I meant when
That
we
have
get to
actually.
the capital. Right now we're just in a field.
I mean, I would like to know before we get to the capital if I can go there in disguise. Because again, technically I don't think I should be in this country at all, but definitely not the
That
capital.
feeling. Wait, what reason should you not be here?
The theocracy really doesn't like the Kraken's Republic. They like destroy a lot of our ships just in the water.
Well, that's one way, but would they recognize you as a Kraken just from seeing you?
Knox? I think we have experience in this. Did they just kind of point you out of a crowd at one point? Right. Brainless. World.
That is true. They have an unnerving sense of such things.
Kind of weird.
Ultimately, we just need to do what we need to do.
All right, Knox, go ahead and whistle. See if we can get him.
Do-do-do.
Fenrir returns.
I hadn't even said it yet. I literally just typed out, "Here, boy."
I just dragged him up.
I was just about to hit enter when he popped up.
I can't get over the animals here. The entire terrain's like it's practically friendly to you.
A bunny pops out and starts rubbing its. Starts like looking at Fenrir.
Nox would step forward and pick it up by the ears.
No, I was
That's easy
imagining that
food,
like
at least.
that's what had happened. And Fenrir is now holding a dead bunny.
Oh, okay. I mean, it would have ended up the same way, to be fair. Like, full advantage of such things.
Where I'm from, everything tries to kill you, even the water. All right. Well, if you
Not
guys are ready to
judged
lead the
in
way.
memory
Nox,
of the
did you have
water.
PTSD there?
Yes, I really did. Almost as bad as the messenger.
All right. If you all are ready to go, lead the way. I can prep this on the way.
Are we gonna go, or are we
Yeah.
gonna do what we discussed?
We can do things on the move.
Okay. You guys are heading down. By the time it reaches nightfall, reach the main trail right where there's kind of like a bridge, and a little bit further down is it's like a river going through. Just a nice gentle stream. Um, there are a couple merchants with some carts. They kind of pulled off the main road and kind of went down toward the river and have kind of started up camp on the riverbank. Um,
Finner's following behind. He has his own opinions, but he's gonna assume you guys have a plan about it.
Huh?
I think my brain is muted.
Okay.
Same.
I'm like,
My brain's
No.
gone completely blank.
I guess after a little bit of quiet, Fenrir's gonna be like, "Nothing wrong with walking by, right? We look normal." It's whatever he's holding in the bag.
Funny.
I mean, we should probably set up camp for the night.
Have we been
Just a
traveling all
question.
day?
Just a question of if we try and join their camp or make our own.
While it would be interesting to gain some information of others, this area's been sealed off for some time, and others discovering things about us could be a lot more damaging than what we could risk by gaining information. It may be better for you, and he looks at Calder, to potentially some eavesdropping tonight.
He kind of nods. All right, a separate campfire it is.
like, what about the blood?
Oh, I can wash that off. That'll be fine.
You bloodthirsty feline.
Talking about for the other thing.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Are we
There's no
gonna...
urgency.
Okay. I mean, we're only
You don't
getting
have to-
closer and closer. Pretty sure over the bridge you can kind of see the capital.
Unless you want to try
Asking
and
yes or
extract
no.
it from him.
Kel just kind of is asking yes or no.
If anything goes horribly wrong, then we're just out 3 people, right?
You heal fast, right, Fenrir?
Yeah. Usually.
God, how do I friggin' phrase this?
Yes or no.
Well, if I just say yes or no,
Kelda
to him,
wants
he's
to
not
just
going to
go
understand.
for it.
Yeah, Kelda has asked you.
Kelda's
She's
like, I'm
asking
just gonna
yes
go
or
ahead
no.
and do it. Nox is like, how should I word this in a way that will not make him react in a way that'll make him want to kill us.
Well, no. So my thought is I don't want to ask him in a way that would make the scryer suspicious.
Mm.
I would appreciate it if I only got asked questions in character and got no context from here on out. So Kelda just
That's
asked yes or no.
Yeah. So the way Nox would say it would
Yeah, he'll
be
look confused at yes or no. He already said yes to healing fast most of the time.
yeah. So Nox is just going to say, "It's been a tough couple of days traveling and fighting. I can set up the hut so that we can rest well, but I'm not sure I can spare the blood myself."
Okay. As long as it's only a little.
He would
Takes out
bring
3
out the old
vials of
vial.
blood. Takes out 3 empty vials.
Yeah, he'd bring out the old vials that he used before, and trying to think. Would a standard weapon cut you enough to make you bleed, or would you heal too quickly?
That closes up almost instantly. But I can withstand a small cut. Plus we have a myriad of things that could do it.
And then he would just say to Calder, "We may need your dagger."
I have my own.
Kind of just like, do you want to do it?
I have my own.
Okay, he would let Fenrir do it himself since he's voluntarily doing it.
Fills up 3 vials. Nox, work up the 2. Third one you keep open. And use that. Bring up the house.
It's weird how that feels tingly. It's like the cold.
How did Fenrir actually cut himself then?
I have a huge magical sword. I'll just like take it out a little bit enough to cut a finger.
Ah, fair enough.
Cool.
I wondered if he would use like one of his own claws or something.
General question. So there's the weird thing where in the monster manual werewolves are kind of immune to their own damage. Past editions of D&D have had a little caveat that said creatures can bypass immunities that they have. The dragons can use their breath on smaller ones of the same type, and werewolves can hurt each other. Did you want me to be immune to my own damage, or?
No, you're not immune to your own damage.
Okay, so he could claw and just do that.
Mm.
He'll still do the sword thing, but I was just that would be something he would know, whether or not he can hurt himself.
Yeah,
I
it wouldn't
mean-
necessarily be something that we would know
I
about
don't think
you.
you would have ever tried to hurt yourself. So I don't think you would
You still-
necessarily know.
I
but-
don't know though, because if you think about it, like we always
I was
like
alone
either-
for freaking like a decade or something.
And I mean, come on, through growing up, you like do it your fingers, your nails, like anything like
yourself.
that, where you would
You on
like,
your own skin.
yeah,
I guess.
exactly. Like you would know if you could or couldn't.
Like
do that.
if this was recent, I'd definitely agree with you. He's been like this he's like in his 20s. He's always
Yeah.
been this way.
Okay,
He
so
knows.
yeah, he would probably know about it then. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking in that context. I was just like, well, I don't think Fenrir would be like very depressed and try to like hurt himself.
No, he
kind of
doesn't.
thing.
He doesn't need to do that. He's just alive for 10
That's
years.
where my mind instantly went to. When you
Right.
said hurting yourself was instantly like cutting yourself or like
Okay.
suicide attempts to kind of thing. That's where my mind.
The other thing
went.
is,
my
when you're
disturbed
immune
ass
to-
mind there.
when you're immune to weapons, I'm sure it's hilarious to like use them and be immune to them.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so Nox, house is up. You have 2 vials of Fenrir's blood.
Yeah, so once we'd settled, and maybe while Kelda was eavesdropping and Fenrir was asleep, Nox had volunteered to take watch while Kelda was out, and he would cast Remove Curse on the blood.
On 1 vial or
1.
1 vial you cast for into the dark black blood start eaten up or blood normal.
He lets out an exasperated sigh, because that is not the result he wanted.
You still got the other vial.
I know I was about to say there's another thing that you were going.
There was?
Indoctrinate him with his.
How the heck do I test that?
You take a little drop and you put it in the other.
Oh my god, I'm my own freaking idea and I screwed it up.
Science.
I am
Blood transfusion.
Um,
Let's go.
Yeah, so I'd put just a couple of drops into the freshly purified one, and then I suppose leave it potentially overnight to see if it took. Because I can't imagine it'd do it instantly. Unless for reasons you want it to happen instantly.
No, nothing happens instantly.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so he would do that, and then he would tuck them away. And I wouldn't say he'd lay back on sort of the cushions, because I'd say he'd be in the room with the fire while Fenrir was in the room with the hammocks and stuff. And he would lay back. He wouldn't sleep, but he'd be like low energy sort of activity, sort of
Waiting for me to
element.
come back.
Yeah, basically.
Get along with.
Calendar.
We all need 6 hours of sleep. 3 are
Yeah,
a
so
lot
I'm
to do.
currently doing the couple of hours of short bit, and then I'm guessing me and Kelda can talk about what Kelda sees when she comes back, and then when Fenrir wakes up, we could potentially both sleep.
All right. So, Kelda, you go ahead and kicking the 2 out. You and me. Just sneak over.
Yeah.
Stealthily. Do you go over stealthily, or do you kind of go over as like, do you like keep a pack on? Like you go over as if you like just you were traveling down south and you saw like the encampment and you were like, oh, let me see if I can join them type thing.
I think with my mother's warning in mind, first you said it was like kind of merchants, a merchant's encampment kind
It
of thing.
it appeared as merchants. Like you can see like merch, like like the carriages that you can normally associate with like merchants whenever you're watching like a fantasy anime type thing.
Yeah.
Like the carts and they got like a bunch of stuff. It's kind of like that kind of setup where they have like a couple
Right.
carts and a couple of animals pulling the carts, things like that.
Right. Hmm. At first, I'm gonna stealth just to get a general vibe of the group.
Go ahead and roll me stealth.
I reroll once. Better. It's an 18.
Okay, so as you kind of go up, there isn't a lot of security around actually. Um, there's a guy. He's just chilling by a fire. There are a couple other people. They also look like the one main guy that's sitting behind the fire, kind of just relaxing. Looks to be like the head merchant, whilst he has a couple of like apprentices. From what you can kind of just assume, they're like apprentices. There are ones like making stew, the other ones like bringing out some fresh bread, and they're kind of like preparing to like make a meal.
Right. And it's just those people that I see?
It is the four of them. There are three of them. There are three of the
Three
apprentices,
apprentices.
and then one which is the main merchant.
Main merchant. Okay. Um. In that case, mm, I will cast Disguise Self. Just as like, insurance. Uh, make myself kind of just look like a short human.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can do the 1 foot shorter or taller. Um, with my pack on, and kind of from the edge of the campfire, kind of just announce myself as like, in a way, as like, would you mind sharing the fire for a while?
Oh, praise the savior! Of course you can, my dear boy. Male, female.
Young woman.
Of course you can, my dear. Where are you traveling from?
Ooh. Winterford? Winterford?
Yeah, Winterford.
Winterford. I've just
Ah,
passed through Winterford.
lovely little there. A little bit off the main path, but I've been there a time or two. Very lovely people. What takes you down south far?
So I appreciate your kind words. Um, just traveling at the moment. Needed
Oh,
to stretch my legs a bit. Home is home, of course, but it's always nice to see the world. Planning to go to the capital, just, catch a view.
might I recommend going to the main cathedral? It is magnificent. But I have an offering for Pope. I plan to travel down there myself, give my condolences to the Pope, and hopefully sell a couple of my wares before leaving Docris to go to the university.
You must be a very skilled craftsman indeed.
Why, I am a very good merchant, if that's what you. They're having their annual festival down there, and the theocracy sends a merchant or two down there to sell some of their wares and celebrate our glorious. As he says this, you start to notice something. as you look around the camp, you notice that kind of like whilst all of your eyes are like bright and like alert, their eyes have a sort of dullness. Every single one of them. They all have a sort of dullness to their eyes. Um,
Is there any kind of check that I could do to try and figure out where that dullness has come from? If it's just from like it's been
Arcana.
rough, or if Arcana. All right. So 14.
It's the indoctrination. From the country itself, from the Pope. That is where it is. That is what you recognize it as. Is that if you didn't
Right.
have your ring on, you would be just like them.
Right. And just to double check, because I can't remember, because I wasn't here when everyone got into the theocracy. I was away that session. What exactly does that involve, the indoctrination?
You just have to pass the border, pretty much. When you
And what does it do?
When you pass the border, it basically takes control, and it will make you worship the theocracy and its religion. It'll make you not want to leave, and it will make you think that everywhere else in the world is poisonous for not believing in this religion. Basically, instantly makes you a part of a cult.
Right.
The longer you stay, the harder it is to break. So if you were
Right.
to like just pass through, and you could break it easily, but without the ring's protection, whenever you go into the city, each of the chapels have a large chunk of the crystal that is amplifying brainwashing, which can then redo the brainwashing.
Right. So the fact that this guy has said that he will be leaving might be something that I can burrow into.
Maybe, maybe not, because you also don't know. He's lived here his entire life. There's more than likely that it won't break. That it'll stay
Right.
with him throughout any of his travels.
Yeah. So kind of so it's like, oh, what will be taking you to the Kingdom of Skills, the university?
They have their annual festival. Oftentimes they allow traveling merchants from other countries to come in, set up a small booth, but it's mainly mainly known as the graduation of smiths. It's where the upper level students of the blacksmithing classes, they craft what they believe to be their masterpiece, and they are judged. They can also sell some of the weapons, other pieces they make, and many of them go off to become great blacksmiths.
I will ask, what kind of information am I looking for?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Just looking for any
We did not
information, I
discuss.
guess. Nox
Yeah.
wasn't really specific about what you were looking for
Yeah.
exactly. So really
Damn,
just
damn, double
gathering
damn.
any kind of information.
Mhm.
Well, where are you from? I know you're traveling from Winterford, but you don't have the clothing that makes it look like you're from around here.
No, most of my stuff is, of course, secondhand, really. Just pick stuff up here and there.
I see, I see. Didn't grow up in a wealthy family, I assume.
No, unfortunately not. I never got that honor.
Why, did you apprentice? Try to get a better life, such as like with a merchant or with a shop owner by chance? Get ahead in life?
That's part of why I'm traveling. I want to see if there's anything that I particularly lean into.
I see, I see, I see. Well, I give the best of luck to you. Unfortunately, my hands are full with these very fine gentlemen, but I very much hope that someone will take you on as an apprentice. May the saviors guide your path.
I kind of thank him. It's like, well, thank you for sharing your fire with me.
You're very welcome, my dear.
And I head off into the night.
Bring the
Hey,
Hi, we realized that I didn't actually know what information I was looking for, so I just kind of got some general stuff.
nice. I think that's what we were looking for.
So, actually, Fenrir, you're asleep. I'm gonna bring you back down again.
No, don't banish me.
Bye!
Goodbye. So, as you come back
In the doghouse.
into the house, as you come back into the house, you kind of sneak through, close the door gently, and you see Nox
Remove the
over in the
disguise
room
self.
with the fire and kind of just waiting for you, and kind of look over, try to see awake or asleep, and you see that Fenrir is knocked out in the room with
You
all
just
the
hear the
hammocks.
snoring.
You hear her snoring, of course.
And you know those little yips and noises that dogs make when they're dreaming.
A little scratching on the floor.
Yep, all of that.
Adorable.
Welcome back.
Good to be back. It was strange seeing the indoctrination on other people.
It's not pleasant, is it?
No.
We have had... Well, I say we. I have seen it affect members of my party before. It was not easy. Did you learn anything of interest?
I realized as I was there that we hadn't really discussed what I needed information on. So I did get some. We'll see how useful it is. It was just a merchant and his apprentices. I said I was traveling just to see where I fit in, as I was from a poorer family looking to get a head start in life. Um, recommended the main cathedral. He traveling for the annual festival that'll be going on.
I see.
Yes. They had an offering from the Pope, I believe, he said.
I'm gonna let Fenrir back up. Let's break for 2 minutes because I actually bathroom really badly.
Alright.
So, Fenrir, we're gonna take a potty break really quickly. So we will be
Sounds
back.
like he already has.
Okay.
We're gonna be
Oh,
back
no, he
in
did.
in a couple minutes. All right, we are back.
Then you're going
Ugh.
back to the doghouse.
Yes, Fenrir will go back to the doghouse. Nice, lovely bathroom break for
Oh,
some of us.
why am I
Night,
always
night,
banished?
Fenrir. All right.
You've been a bad dog.
Kelda,
Poor puppy.
you were going over your general information you had gathered.
Yeah.
I think the last thing we discussed was the festival.
Yeah. Just going over that information. So I just kind of relay that because, again, my notes are very sparse because I've got a very bad memory, but I think Hilda has a better memory than I do.
So you go over that. Nux, anything you want to share?
Yeah, so when we've finished discussing that, he would hold up the two vials in front of Kelda that are clearly two very different colors.
In the one that is very much not the cured blood, you can see two splotches of not cured stuff in them.
Yeah. So he would say, I removed the curse and the blood very quickly turned back to a normal color. So I've put a couple of drops of his original blood into it, and I'm going to leave it overnight to see if it will take again. Just in case we do have to go down that route, I would rather give him the option to maintain his identity than strip it of him.
Agreed. Let's hope it reintegrates.
I wouldn't even mention it to him unless I knew that it did. So how we're going to go about it if it doesn't, I do not know. Traveling through the capital with a spy in our midst would be
Not the best idea?
self-sabotage. Unless we can somehow find a way to make it to our own advantage and curate the information that they get.
Somehow hide the fact that we're going to be fighting the Pope. Well, going to fight the Pope.
What if we actually convince Fenrir that we're going for this festival?
That
The
could work.
festival's in the
Oh, I thought there
Oh.
was two festivals.
No.
Because we were talking about going to the
Because I thought the
to-
Pope extended the invitation.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Pope
Yeah.
extended an invitation. Okay. No, right,
Yeah.
right. You're right.
Yeah. There's two
Yeah.
festivals.
There is two festivals.
One here, one back at the university. You had me confused. And I have
Nope.
notes.
Well, ironically, it's the one here that I'm interested in. Though the one at the university also sounds sketchy, given people who've been in charge there recently.
That's the graduation of the Smiths.
Okay, that's not so shifty.
You have been to this festival before, Knox, the university festival. You have. It is mainly like the blacksmiths have basically taken over the entire market. And whilst yes, the market, like the market that's usually there is still there and like around, they've basically taken over in terms of like there's mainly like 90% blacksmith boosts going around, showing off like their skills and stuff like that.
Craft bear. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's the one here Yeah.
Mhm.
15.
It's the one he what? Sorry. Oh.
The one we're interested
Oh, so it
in.
wasn't just me.
Oh. Okay.
All right, so we tell him that we're going to go to the festival.
Yeah, and his love of weapons may certainly keep him occupied and distracted enough for you and I to gather the information that we need. And then by the time we're in position to strike, it won't be quick enough to react. If we could find a holy place there, we would be able to explain everything to him while not being overlooked.
I was recommended the main cathedral.
That would be perfect. We would be able to fully update him on our plans without the scrying being able to work. Close enough that they wouldn't have time to react when we moved. Seems we've been granted an opportunity here.
Before we get too much closer to the capital, I do need to clarify with my mother whether it is simply whether it's just worry about the indoctrination that she needs to have me turned away, or if there's something specific.
Do what you must, but keep that creep away from me.
All right, I'll go outside.
Why are you calling me a creep?
Yeah.
I heard letter and mother.
Well, I didn't say letter, but you're right that I need you. That kind of write off a note, asking my mother if it was the indoctrination that she was particularly worried about, as I am currently protected from that, or if there was something particularly family related that I need to be aware of. Again, in deep scan, so fields of flowers, rushing waterfalls.
Birdie.
All right, I will definitely be needing a response from this as soon as possible.
I'm just down the answer to the question.
Yeah.
Right down. Tell you later. Alright, long response. Alrighty. And I bring Fenrir back up. This is where we're gonna end it for tonight.
What a good rest.
The rest of you go ahead and take your long rests. Fenrir, Kelda, Nox. All of you take your long rest. And I will allow you all to level up.
Oh no.
Amazing.
The cap.
Ooh.
And that will be it for us for now. We will see you all next next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.